We have all been there. You spend hours getting your Mac setup to be just the way you want it to be. You fix all the problem, you optimize everything, and finally it works beautifully. You feel a real sense of accomplishment. Then one day, it doesn't anymore. It's as if out of nowhere, or so it seems, it turns into a glitchy and unstable mess, like the Apple gremlin paid you a visit the night before and messed everything up. And that's exactly the way I felt lately. My Mac just hasn't been working right for a while. The display kept glitching all the time. Final Cut Pro was constantly crashing, and just in general, it wasn't smooth, it wasn't stable. And things kept getting worse until one day I got caught into an infinite reboot loop. And that's when I said, enough is enough. I can't take this anymore. I've got to take the time to fix it. But my attitude when it comes to computer gremlin used to be, that's how it is with computer. You get glitches. Don't waste your time trying to fix everything. But not only is that the wrong attitude, it will also kill your productivity. If your Mac is glitching, it needs your attention. But way too often we are too busy, or we're just maybe even a little lazy, so we conveniently get used to a system that's not working properly. What we forget is what a huge difference it makes when a system is working the way it should. It's more enjoyable. It's smoother. It will improve your productivity. And not only that, but if you're anything like me, it will also improve your mood. The problem was, I didn't know where to start. I knew there was something wrong. I just didn't know what it was. But then I got a couple of clues that really helped me determine what was the root cause. The first one is when I would undock my Mac from the Astronaut docking station, everything worked just fine. No crashes, no glitches, no infinite startup reboot. So that was clear to me that in all likelihood, the issue was not with the Mac itself, but it was with something connected to it. It was with one of the peripheral, maybe the cable, maybe the devices, maybe even the logging item. And then I noticed something else. I had set up my Mac to start automatically every morning at 7 a.m. using the terminal application, and that worked just fine. But when I would try a manual restart, it would refuse to work properly every single time. The startup sequence of an automatic restart is different from the startup sequence of a manual restart, and clearly that difference allowed the peripheral to load properly without an issue. So I was pretty confident at that point in time that it was not the Mac that was creating all the issues, but it was one of the peripherals. So I went into full troubleshooting mode, and I was not going to stop until I figured it out. So I restarted everything. I checked all firmware. I unplugged and replugged everything. I checked all the cables. Then I started removing all the devices, speakers, drive. I even tried removing one of the monitors. I basically stripped down my entire Mac setup, and at every step I tested and tested and tested, and nothing, but absolutely nothing seemed to make a difference. Nothing was working. As a last resort, I decided to remove the cal digit from my Mac setup. And instantly that solved everything. Everything worked just right. No more constant crashing, no more display glitches, no more infinite restart loop. I thought I was done. But I was not. A few days later, both of my displays started flickering, quick flashes on and off. Very annoying. So back into troubleshooting mode I went. This time I removed the Astronaut docking station. There wasn't much left. Immediately the flickering stopped. So I removed the Astronaut docking station along with the cal digit from my Mac setup. My new setup is much simpler. I use a basic clamshell stand. My two studio displays are connected directly to the Mac. All the other devices are connected either through the port on the back of the displays or via a very simple USB-C hub, in my case a pluggable 5-in-1. I have also decided to remove from my setup the Logitech MX console. Not that there was anything wrong with it or that it was created issues, I just do not like how aggressive Logitech firmwares are. Constant background activity, forced update, automatic profile switching. It just doesn't belong in a clean setup. But that's just me. So what have I learned through all this? Well, 3 things. 1, keep the connection of your Apple Display direct. It's clear to me that Apple Display do not like intermediaries. So if you have weird issues, particularly ones that involve your displays, try connecting them directly to the Mac and see if that solves it. In my case, my display issues seem to trigger everything else. Frequent crashes, reboot loop, instability. Second, fancy tech is not always better. You have a lot of video out there that promote the latest tech. Ask yourself, do you really need it? Will it really make a difference in your setup? In my case, I didn't need it. I didn't need a CalDigit. I didn't need an Astrono docking station. I didn't need a Logitech MX console. Third thing that I've learned, I have been using the wrong tool. What I realized today is that what I've been doing is trying to turn my MacBook Pro into a desktop. It can do that, but that's not what it was designed for. It was designed to be portable, simple. In hindsight, I should have gotten a Mac Studio. I would not have needed all those layers, and I would have avoided all those problems to begin with. And altogether, I would have saved close to $1,000. I love my new setup. It's simpler, cleaner, and so much more stable. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you in my next video.